There he goes.
Oh no, he's definitely dead.
Oh,
He's
Mayor
gone.
Fisk.
oh no.
Know your place, buddy.
Actually, that looks so good, though. The pasta looks so good.
The season 2 opening. Oh, look at that. There's a Funko Pop of Miss Marvel
Mr. Aldrich, thank you so much.
on the table.
I hate to disappoint you, Mr. Murdoch. Mr. Aldrich has had a bit of an emergency this morning.
Oh, that's why. Oh, Kamala's dead. Hey everyone, I'm the Idea Maker, and today I am joined with Real Hooper Knowledge as we go into the next episode of Daredevil Born Again, Season 1, Episode 6. Great to have you back on here.
Absolutely, it's an absolute blessing to be here. I can't wait for this episode. And yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun and a lot of deep conversations that we'll hopefully have. Yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, it's been such a great time that we've been having these conversations. And I can imagine the conversations that hopefully you guys are having in the comments. But with that, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a quick recap of what happened in the previous episode. Do you want to take it away?
All right. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah. Let me think about it right now. So remember, there's some Irish people. I guess they're Irish. I'm not sure, but the Irish robbers essentially, and I guess they're working for Fisk or Vanessa. I get that vibe, and they robbed a bank, and they were robbing a bank because of that diamond that they were really seeking after, and yeah, and Matt ended up being in that horde of hostages, and Kamala Khan's dad was there, which I mean, I wasn't really surprised by because he was in the trailers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, people who didn't watch the trailers, yeah, definitely he would be a big surprise. And it was just a lot of fun banter with those guys, and actually a little more comedic there. And with all of that banter and all that, it really reminds you that this is an MCU essentially, and then they ended up beating the bad guys up, the robbers. There was a lady, one of the hostages were actually, you know, one of the accomplices and actually helping out these robbers. And yeah, that's naughty. That's not great. And there's yeah, a lot of moving pieces, but ended up where Matt was okay. He was fine. Um, Kamala Khan's dad was fine, and we might see them. And we might see Kamala Khan. We'll see. Fingers crossed. And you know, yeah. And also, Matt went brutal. He went crazy on that one guy. He literally cracked him and he destroyed his legs. So yeah, all about that stuff. That's what I got from that episode.
Yeah, I think you perfectly summed it up, especially because I feel like this is going to be, like I said in the previous one, I think it's going to be the road to a very, very brutal season finale. And the more that we keep going into it, the more that I think the brutality and the amount of gore and violence is just going to keep going up and up. But as for everybody out there who's watching this video, don't worry. This is going to be a what I call a clean, sanitized reaction to where I edit the reactions to TVMA shows and to R-rated movies to where it's like a PG-13 movie or show, and you don't hear any swearing, you don't see any crazy, crazy violent content, any blood, any sexual or drug content, or references or humor. So that's all taken out. So we wouldn't have to worry about that, especially because we're getting into a villain like Muse, which, as I mentioned in the last one, he is a very gory character. Let's just put it like that. Just sum it all up. It does have to deal with a lot of brutality. Let's just put it like that. So if from the thumbnail that I saw on this one, he is there, and if you upload or if you look at the banner or the wallpaper for Born Again on Disney Plus at the moment, his mask and his face is there. So that's the scary part about this one. So we might, I think, from this alone, I think maybe this might be the episode where we might see that Mortal Kombat type fatality. I just have a weird feeling it's this one.
Yeah, maybe. And fingers crossed, you don't have to edit that out if there's not, if there isn't one. But I mean, if there is one, then you have to do some extensive editing, buddy.
Yeah, as with the other one, like with the other ones, I kept only the sound for
Yeah.
specific ones. So especially because like the scene in the apartment in episode 2, that's necessary. The scene with the corrupt cops and White Tiger, and one of them ended up almost basically tripping on the other guy, and he ended up getting hit by the subway train. Those are necessary parts to the story. Those are the only times where I would end up keeping the violent content in nature, because it is an integral part of the story, because as that was part of a case, that's very, very integral. So it's something that I can't unfortunately avoid, especially for those who they want to get into the series and they want to do it in a way where they want to watch the reactions first. I know it kind of seems like a bad thing, but I also want to apply myself to complying with YouTube's terms and conditions and their guidelines. And I want to do the same thing for Real Hooper Knowledge as well. So that's why our reactions are a lot more sanitized than other different YouTubers out there, because they might show it, but we just like to make sure that we're keeping our channels at a YouTube family friendly environment. So hopefully you guys do understand about that. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the reaction, and let's just pray to God that this isn't the one. But if it is, Lord, help me with the editing. That's going to be interesting.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
All right.
But there's dangerous people out there that are actually hurting the civilians of New York City, and people like the vigilantes are helping them.
Is there law and order in New York?
My friend sent me this video.
No way.
Yeah.
There's no
check
law.
it out. Bro,
True.
look how crazy that is. Like, where do you learn that? Kind of looks like a swordsman. Swordsman, if you're watching here.
Oh, that's
Oh
that's,
wow.
Wait. They did
Tony
say
Dalton?
yes. They did say that his character was going to appear. They really are tying the MCU together. Oh,
Oh, is that Muse?
I think it might
He's
be.
looking inconspicuously.
Oh no.
I'm gonna see a body, RL.
It's going to be a body.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Oh.
Crazy.
Oh,
that was the same guy who died, huh?
yeah, that's right.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Making him a friend and advocate of the poor.
Is he praying?
Do thou make us by his intercession steadfast in the pursuit of justice,
I think so.
confident in that merciful goodness.
I think it's a verse.
Aww.
Foggy.
Is Matthew going to church?
He might. We might have a church scene. Imagine they bring his mom back.
It'd be really fun. I hope they do, but I have a doubt.
Yeah, he did pray. It was a prayer. Matt has been through so much.
Aww.
What are you doing?
Just checking in.
You pray? Still?
Yeah, I've stopped a few times over the years, but I always end up coming back to it.
We always do.
Back to Gracie Mansion, and then the Children's Art Fund benefits at 7.
Oh, the children.
Sounds nice.
He's not gonna like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, you have an unscheduled visitor in your office.
Oh. Who is it?
There he is.
Oh,
Oh.
that guy.
Interesting. I wasn't really paying attention, and I thought that was Taron Egerton for a second.
Matt, you were a victim of a crime.
Sure, I understand. I'm just saying that I
No, they're the
I know it'll be
victims.
okay.
Pretty much.
He's that guy.
You need to give Victor the 1.8. And I'll give you until the end of the week.
Respectfully, Mr. Mayor,
Oh, no.
you can shut
No.
1.8.
Oh, no.
Get him, Fisk. It's over.
His lips quivering. Oh, no.
Make it
I was just kidding.
Oh, 2.8.
1.8 to Victor and the balance to me, of of course.
Oh no. I got scared because I thought he was going to get the pin and then just jab it right in his eye.
Mask allow us to be our true selves, or does it strip away our identity and allow us to act like animals?
Oh,
And
Yeah,
interesting
there you go.
question.
that is.
You have experience with those people, don't you?
Oh I
I've experienced with the guy in the mirror.
You've
His name is also
Right.
Matt.
Right. Cue Michael Jackson.
Oh
Cue it. Cue the I'm starring with the man in the mirror.
no, you're getting copyright for that one.
Okay, that's true. hey, at least there was no audio.
The
Oh,
Punisher,
bro, you should see
I
him.
want to interview the Punisher.
Oh,
that idea?
No,
Do it.
it's like,
do it. Do it.
You've got to the end of the week. Your time's up.
Get him, Fisk. Get him out of here. I don't care for him that much, really.
give your wife my regards. Please
Oh.
Okay, how about Daredevil? You've worked with him, right?
Oh. He is him.
He has the same beard.
He has the same everything. I think these two are gonna break up by the end of the season. I just have a feeling.
They're both their double lives are coming back together.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
What a cold opening.
Yeah, I know, I missed that intro. There we go.
This is gonna be so good.
Yeah, man. Last week, right? It was did they say Bernthal was in the credits or no?
I think it did.
Okay, dang it. So he's not in it. He's definitely not in it.
Unless if they really are doing like a surprise type of thing, but I mean, it could happen.
Could happen. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. By the way, my singing in the beginning, that's not how I do it. That's not how I sing. Okay, look, it's like right now my throat slightly sore because I was having a salad and
Mhm.
I still had a piece of sliced carrot stuck in the back of my throat, so that didn't help. You guys definitely heard me on my covers, and you know the difference. And I hate to admit it, I actually did forget how "Man in the Mirror" sound, what the lyrics were a little bit.
Oh, definitely. Me too.
Call me. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Mayor. I work at the sanitation. 35 years.
35 years in sanitation. Congratulations, you have my respect.
I got bad news and worse news, Mr. Mayor.
Oh,
It's a mural. It's made with this epoxy, so I had to do a chemical analysis. So then I had to get this special solvent
Johnny,
from my guy
just
in Philly.
tell him what you told me. The worst news.
Oh, right. It's blood.
oh!
He said it just so.
This just got interesting.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Oh,
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
interesting.
hoping to talk to Mr. Murdoch.
Alone? Maybe she has something or info. I don't know.
So, 11:17 a.m. What is that? Third period? Fourth? History, biology?
English, actually.
I skip English too.
He was onto something, Matt. He was investigating something.
Someone's got to protect the streets. People are going missing. No one seems to care.
I don't know for sure. But I think it had something to do with all those people going missing. All those kidnappings. He started tracking them. Someone finishing his work.
Oh.
All those kidnappings were all close to the old queue line. The one they shut down. Track 61.
Look, Angela, I'm just a lawyer, all right? I tried to help your uncle in court, but something like this, that's for the police.
The police killed my uncle.
Oh yeah.
Especially with this superhero setting. Mm-hmm.
Big fancy office, here to help the little guy, right? Only on your terms.
Ooh.
My bad for thinking you cared.
It's not that simple, Angela. It's not how this works.
You know what? My uncle, 2 days before he got shot, you know what he told me? He told me, don't rely on anyone to do what you can do for yourself.
Ooh. Well, honestly, she has a point. In some ways, she has an actual point.
The thing about that though is like at face value, she's talking to a blind lawyer who had no clue is Daredevil, or no clue he has any skills to help out in any way. So I'm like, there's only so much that this guy could do legally. But
That's true. I definitely agree.
Bureau, we estimate at least 60 victims.
60?
60? Is there a possibility that maybe Muse might be working for Kingpin or Vanessa in some way?
Interesting. I think that's why I think Muse used blood because it couldn't wash off. That's why.
Maybe he's a villain character that's against a villain character who's against a hero.
Hey, bro, can we pause your phone sec? I think I have to help out my parents with something.
Yeah, let me pause it.
All right,
Okay,
appreciate it.
yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Great, now I got it stuck in my head. Shouldn't that be a problem? I mean, I did. No? I mean, I've done it before. Covers. I mean, they haven't been copyrighted yet. Sheesh, I'm now gonna have Michael Jackson stuck in my head. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. Oh, jeez. This happened the same time I watched Rush Hour. Oh, jeez. Already 16 minutes in. Wow. That's crazy. Can't wait to see where this leads to. Actually, how did Man in the Mirror go? Oh. Starting. It was I'm starting with the Man in the Mirror. Okay, I thought it was I'm stopping. Just one of those misheard lyrics.
Maybe it's time to switch up the protocols.
Oh, snap. Well, the song did mention GOAT, so LeBron?
There he is.
Hey, are you Muse?
Uh-oh.
Is it cool if we take a picture of you?
Not a selfie though, just like
no.
artist, his work, you know.
Oh, no.
But you
Shouldn't have done
to
that.
him. To him, you know his reputation.
Right. I mean, come on. You're going to say, it's like these girls say, oh my God, it's Muse. Oh, can we just go up and we can take a picture with you? Ooh, this is going to be so good for our Instagram or something like that. And then look at what's going to happen to you.
Sometimes you say, like, it's not their fault.
He has no
Sometimes you
intentions
ask
of
for it, though,
paying
you
his
know? Like, why
debt.
would you go up to him?
Right. Like, come on. Common sense.
I added $1 million tax to his bill.
Victor will love that.
I've never seen Fist laugh so much.
That's right. He doesn't really laugh that much. That's interesting.
Vanessa, you know, politics, it's a different type of problem solving.
It's the dirty kind.
Things, they remain unchanged. Find what a
Vanessa.
person wants and either withhold it or provide it. And they'll do anything.
That's unfortunately true. That's very unfortunately true.
Withhold it, and they'll provide it. Interesting.
That's crazy. An evening with Mayor Fisk. Ew.
It's like selling a Basquiat to a billionaire.
Imagine if we see Eleanor Bishop in this series or next season.
That makes sense. That'd be interesting.
It would also be interesting to see Kate as well, like him, like Hawkeye. I mean, and or Kate. That would be pretty interesting to see in Daredevil.
Oh yeah, dude! All these characters, street level characters, teaming up. That's fun.
If only Sony could give the rights to Spider-Man back to Disney. Oh, there he was! I didn't even notice.
These changes you're making with the police, this obsession you have with vigilantes, it's just not gonna work.
Whether you can do it or not isn't the issue here, Wilson.
Right.
Surprised you'd even raise that specter.
What we're talking about here is buy-in.
This project simply doesn't align with our interests.
I've been told.
It's so funny to see him now after watching Better Call Saul.
I've actually never seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul.
Ooh, you gotta watch it, especially for Tony Dalton and Better Call Saul. Awesome.
I'll probably watch it with my mom. It'll definitely be a good binge-worthy series or to watch.
You know, I always put the city before myself.
Have you?
You may have a seat at the table right now. For a couple of years, anyway.
Oh.
But the people in this room still decide who gets to eat. I suggest you don't lose sight of that.
Nah, he's gonna get Muse to kill him.
Yeah.
Tell your wife the flowers are exquisite tonight, if you would.
Ooh. Man, there's been like so much shade.
Underestimate the people in this room at your own peril. They may not use garrots or cement his shoes. One phone call to the right person, and well, bye-bye, Gracie Mansion.
That's a threat.
No. No. It's a warning.
Ooh.
Don't warn this.
Exactly.
Oh. This time to lay off those protein powders, yeah.
Gotta lay off the Philly cheesesteaks.
The Philly cheesesteaks.
Still gotta try it.
Oh, there you are.
Finally.
You're gonna hear about it anyway, but I'd rather you hear it from me.
What?
Okay.
I got a call from a guy at the precinct. Said there's a serial killer out there. They're going through a DEFCON scenario.
How many victims? Sherry.
Over 60.
How many?
Upwards of 60, so they say.
Ooh,
They've identified a suspect, though.
Who is it?
Graffiti artist, painting walls all around town. Goes by the name Muse.
This is about
them girls are so stupid. Why would you go to a guy you know is a serial killer?
You gotta let this one go. Just let the police do their jobs.
I don't think
Why
you
would you tell him
can.
this?
Right.
Why would you tell him it then? Because then you can't take his mind off it now. He's gonna go after that guy.
That's the thing, because the thing is like that's what Foggy did to him too. Karen did the same thing to him too. It gave him motives. And especially when Foggy knew that Matt was Daredevil, even in season 2, he literally told them about the things that were going on and gave him the motives to go and pursue them, and then him trying to scale it back and say, Matt, don't do this, let the police handle it, let the law handle it. And then they already know how he is. So why do they do it?
I feel like they do it because they want to get a rise out of it, though. They want to get that. Man, that is crazy.
That is graphic. So graphic. Oh! Okay.
Muse is insane.
That's horrifying. This could easily be a horror series in some way.
We really need someone out here to protect us. Cause baby, I don't feel safe out here.
Honey, you should have moved out a long time ago.
Everybody, let's move out.
A task force. Handpicked.
Oh.
Handpicked by him.
This is every bad apple in the barrel. Yes, it appears your officers have a subculture amongst them. People like to use the word gang. I prefer motivated individuals.
It's a gang.
This task force will have special powers and privileges.
Really?
Like overtime. And no body cameras. That sort of thing.
This is just bizarre.
This city is in a crisis. Serial killers roaming our streets. He needs to be stopped.
Okay, but why us?
Because some of you're victims of bad luck.
I thought he was gonna say, like to get your hands dirty.
But all of you, I want to be clear. I brought you here because of your skills, because of your ability to get results. Consider yourself founding members of my anti-vigilante task force.
That's crazy. Anti-vigilante.
This is not the type of motivation that we need at this point. No, absolutely not. Because the other thing is that what's going to happen when they go and they think that they know it all and they're going to get themselves slaughtered? Then what are they going to do?
Oh no, it's just a girl.
No. Why would you? I get that she wants vengeance for her uncle's death, but come on, really?
I mean, she's gonna survive because she's probably gonna be the next white tiger, but still. Oh, she's probably gonna get kidnapped though, I have a feeling.
That's not gonna go well at all if that's the case. No.
Hello?
Matt, it's Soledad. I'm sorry to call you Soledad.
No, Soledad, it's fine. What's going on?
It's Angela. She still hasn't come home. That's not like her.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She told me she was going to see you, Matt. I'm worried. I'm so worried. She's never done this before. I didn't know who else to call. She's never...
It's okay. Soledad, it's okay. Just stay where you are.
Doing this to people who work in there worry them? Ugh. I mean, I get it, but also, why?
Right. Ooh, that looks beautiful. That suit up looks beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, got him already.
I wonder if they're going to unmask Muse. I'm really wondering if they are.
But there's a chamber, bro.
It feels like a demented Ninja Turtles lair. I mean, what?
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Oh, uh-huh.
Okay. I thought it was,
Oh!
my.
Okay. This is horrific. Very horrific.
Cool costume, though. I won't lie. That's crazy. You get to steal blood from a. How old is she?
12?
She's young for sure.
Yeah. This is too messed up, and it's too graphic. Oh! No.
Needles.
I hate needles. Okay. You guys are not going to see this in the main video. Don't worry. You're only going to hear. This is too graphic for a reaction for YouTube. Oh, jeez.
Crazy. Is she dead?
What?
Whoa.
Whoa!
He's gonna kill Adam. Rest in peace, Adam.
Who is he? Jason Voorhees all of a sudden? Oh no. You know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the Mortal Kombat fatality. Just add the sound effects from Jason Voorhees.
I'm getting a crazy vibe.
Oh, that actually fit. That was in sync. Oh, no way. Also, I've never seen Friday the 13th, so that's another crazy thing too. Oh no. I am so scared for this guy.
Yeah.
I can imagine that Vanessa would like for me to let you go.
But I'm not Vanessa.
You fight me for it.
But that's a difficult thing for me to do.
Oh no.
You understand that, right? Oh, we are.
Seriously, Vanessa? You cheated on him? With this guy?
This guy. Of anybody. This guy?
And I was younger, smaller.
Less crazy?
I went up against men 3 times my size.
Yeah, we saw that.
Pretty crazy. As a kid, it's crazy.
A simple tool. It can be a great equalizer.
Oh, jeez. I think this is it. I think
he's gonna give him the axe. And you have to fight him. Get out.
Interesting.
These guys are going crazy. What on earth, dude?
No. Oh, no. No. This dude is psychotic. Evil and psychotic.
So he is in tunnels. The train station, I assume.
Are his eyes red?
His eyes glow. That's actually really cool.
Or
like
that's the
demonic.
reflection.
Oh, it's Mac. Oh, it's Mac.
Oh! Oh!
That's very cool.
Let's go!
Oh, no.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh! Oh, sheesh! Oh, I love that they, like, when he's, like, trying to go right at him, the knife makes sparks on his suit. That's crazy. Oh, no. Oh! Ooh!
Oh, man, this is exciting. Really exciting.
How this is synced and edited.
Ooh,
that's cinematography. Who did the editing on this? This is fantastic work. He'd rather be saving Angela instead. Come on. Save her life.
Lives as a judge in the midst of his brethren, making him a friend and
I
advocate
don't know
of the
how
poor.
that would work.
Who knows?
Make us by his intercession steadfast in the pursuit of justice and confident in that merciful goodness. Through Christ our Lord.
He's alive.
Who lives and reigns
He's
with
alive.
you in the unity of the Holy Spirit.
Oh, thank you, Jesus, that she's alive. Thank you, Lord.
I want to stop the bleeding. The guy, they're still bleeding.
Oh, no.
He's dead. He's dead.
No, he's barely breathing.
Oh, what? You kept him alive?
Maybe he's wanting for him to go through pain, like the so-called the same pain that he felt when finding out about this whole thing. Oh, he's gone.
Ooh, look at that shot. That's actually beautiful. Look at
That's
that thing.
crazy. Half in the light, half in the dark.
Patch that girl up. She's bleeding.
I'm here. Do something. Oh, wow. That was a great episode. Okay. There's so much to discuss. So let's get into it now.
Oh man, dude, that was crazy hype, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, that was definitely the best episode of the season, I'd say. What do you think?
This was definitely a brutal episode. Like, this had so many good things that you can take away from it. Honestly, I'm just surprised at how much that you can take away from it, especially because they're both really going back into their original natures. And for me personally, it does actually strike a resonance to me as Matt as a person who, ever since that Foggy passed and that he, results to prayer and that he says like I pray, but sometimes I don't do so. But a lot of the times I don't do so. But then I end up falling back to it. It's just like it's not even a coping mechanism at this point. It's just like because when you're in prayer and you pray to God, you need somebody to talk to, and especially if there hasn't been anybody there to be there for you. I mean, God's the only one who's not going to abandon you, and He's not going to leave you behind despite what the world thinks of like how they think the Lord has left me behind, God has left me behind, Jesus has left me behind. But it's not God that abandons his children. It's, people abandon God, but God never abandons people. It's like how, us as human beings, we're so disobedient, especially when it comes to God. And it's to the point where, we lose sight of what God is and who he truly is. And I think what makes it more resonant for me is that as I've been somebody who's been going through personal loss myself, I mean, there's my daily schedule has always been I pray in the morning, I pray at night, and I move on with the day and just do what I can for the Lord and for myself. I'll admit I've had sleepless nights. I'll admit I've had nights where I just don't want to go to sleep because I just can't, because
Right.
I'm honestly tormented still by the images of my grandmother's passing. And the thing is that, I'll forget to pray and I'll just fall asleep 3, 4 in the morning and I'll lose sleep. I'm not going to lie about that. But I do find prayer to be as a comforting thing for me because I feel like I am keeping that relationship with God in his entirety. And he knows that, we're not perfect and that we're going to be having issues and we're going to be having things that are going to possibly make us backslide and us feeling like if we're so short of his glory. And realistically, we all are. We all sin in every single way possible. And there's no doubt about it. And that goes for everybody. We're not perfect. We never have been and we never will. But what I love about it is just how, Matt and his way of him just trying to be brought up in a Catholic background, it does really make me feel a lot better about myself because of how, yeah, as I've said it in the previous episode, and I've had, well, actually, maybe I didn't say it completely, but I'll admit sometimes I felt like maybe I haven't done enough, and like how Matt's felt like he hasn't done enough, and the more that I see that there's people that they talk about it on YouTube and talk about it on their on Discord, like with Real Hooper Knowledge and I, on his Discord channel, like I mentioned in the previous one, him and oh sheesh, I'm blanking at the moment. Help me on who
Oh,
it was.
Cineflick?
Cineflick, yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was starting to get
Awesome.
emotional, but like with him and Cineflick, that they had the conversation together. Sorry, man. Sorry, Matt. I know that your main name's Matt too, but that conversation that they had made me feel a whole lot better. And then I had another person. Um, she also told me that she's so glad that somebody is actually using YouTube as their platform to try to, make it, like a personal thing, that God is, like God is a main focus in their life, but also doing, their reactions, and that they're able to do so seamlessly, and that's what she told me. I think her name was Tabitha, I would want to say. That was the name of one of my other subscribers. And I like to keep a track of who said what, because it makes me feel better about that. And it makes me feel better that at least I don't feel like I'm wasting my potential. I'm wasting my life on something that maybe it wasn't meant to be or anything. But I feel like as long as I know that I've at least touched somebody's heart, and at least, with the Lord's help, that He uses me as an instrument, that's how I personally would want for people to see this channel, and to see me as somebody who wants to be able to take your mind, off of the craziness of the world, but instead use it as a moment to take a breather, but also have a life lesson from the Lord and from experience. So yeah, this definitely was an experience. And again, sorry to Cineflix for forgetting at that point. Like I said, I was starting to get emotional with it. So sorry about that, dude. I really hope that that wasn't any type of like thing to offend you or anything.
No, no, I don't think you defended at all. Honestly, I think he'll be glad that you shouted him out.
I think also too, I think that this is also a great episode in terms of that we're really seeing the darkness come out of both Fisk and Matt. But I like the fact that Matt is still harnessing that darkness that a lot of people feel like they have within, especially those who they're born again Christians, and that they feel like they're not in a good position. They feel lukewarm. They feel like they're not having that personal relationship with God. And it's a great symbolism on this behalf. And I think it's interesting that in terms of Kingpin, with that one shot of him in the jail cell, and that instance of like that light from up above and that shining on him, like half of it is in the light, half of it is in the dark. It's such a great metaphorical view on seeing him, that he's trying to be a light in the eyes of New York, but he's still a devil when it comes to the mob business, and trying to get his way out of it. But the thing is that he's been so deeply involved into it to the point that he cannot break himself out of it. It's like habitual sin, to where you're still in that habit of still wanting to keep going on with your life, but you still have that one thing of sin tethering you down, and it's holding back the goodness that you could be able to do for yourself, for God, first of all, yourself, and then others. And it's such a good way of depicting it, especially with Matt. He knows how to be able to rebuke that habitual sin, and he knows how to rebuke the world's ideas of that if somebody is doing something in an unjustifiable manner, he knows when to walk away from that line crossing of just stepping over into a boundary where he is wanting to take somebody's life for it. And he does so in a good manner, to where he stops and he thinks about his actions. Because honestly, throughout the Netflix series, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like when he was just throwing himself into the situations, he was, taking names and asking questions. And that was his order of process. But I think as soon as Foggy found out that he was Daredevil, and as soon as the events of the Defenders happened, and as soon as he told Karen about who he was, he started doing it the other way around, of ask questions and then take action. And that he's, going through that motion, but now he's starting to go back to, take action and ask questions later, because he feels like now, despite him having this guilty conscience, which honestly, I mean, I don't feel like he should have the guilty conscience of Foggy's death, because I mean, realistically, I feel for him, because who knew that, Bullseye was going to come out of nowhere and do that to Foggy, and take him out that way? Who knew that that was going to happen amongst them? Because realistically, nobody was going to know. And I don't blame Matt for how he felt, but it was not his fault. none of it was his fault. And I think that that's what the thing about this series does, is that it really does also make you think, personally, on a personal level, about where it's at and where it aligns with, a person's personal value and personal ideals.
Yeah, I'm into that, honestly, I feel like there's a lot to that, right? Where, personal ideals and how that all fits into these characters. It's absolutely, it's really brilliant with how they really, go with that, and especially with this episode where I feel like you're really skin deep with these guys, more than skin deep with how these characters roll and how these characters have been, flowing, and especially for Matt and Fisk, those final scenes, like, it was so satisfying because you can see them unleashed. It was really a callback to that question that Mac's girlfriend asked, like, do these what's it called? Do these masks allow for these people to be who they truly are, or is it just a mask of what they're trying to cover up? And I think that's what's really interesting with these characters right now. Fisk goes underneath to the basement to really become who he truly is, without eyes to look at him, without his wife to look at him. He's being himself and fully himself. And
Mhm.
that's what's really fun to see, and really fun to see these characters in that way. Where um, I think you'll see that a ton. And if we ever do that Spectacular Spider-Man reaction, I hope that there's a line, and I don't want to say too much, but a character says this line, where it's like, "We all wear masks, Spider-Man. The mask either covers your face or it is your face." And that's a really interesting thing that I really like to explore with with Matt and Fisk. In Matt's case, the devil in some ways is who he's truly trying to hide. He's hiding with the skin of Matt Murdock, and in a way where he has to go in a closet and rip that skin off to show off the Daredevil that's been subsided and basically, like, drowned out, until he needs to bring that out again. And you know, Cherry, for all stakes and purposes, like, he told Matt that because he had a feeling Matt was gonna do something about it anyway. Even though you said no, you're not gonna do it. Don't Please don't do something about it. He's gonna do something about it. So yeah, it's just the way things go, and I really like how they really handled that this episode. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's such a great way of putting it. And it's like, even with me not seeing Spectacular Spider-Man, I'm actually going to keep that line in mind for this series, especially because that, yeah, it's either no, like, you wear the mask, or the mask is your face. And I might be butchering up the line, but honestly, I think that it's such a great way of looking at it from both, Matt and Fisk's perspectives, as the fact that, they both literally wear this emotional and mental mask of on themselves, that you have Matt, who's Daredevil, and you have Fisk, that he's Kingpin. And the thing is that they both wear these physical attributes of being either a lawyer or a politician, but in disguise. Everybody knows for a fact for Fisk, for his mask to already be his face, and that he is Kingpin. And there's a lot of people who still have that reputation, against him, and that they still have this idea of, how could we trust somebody that he's went and he's corrupted our cops, he's corrupted the system, he's corrupted every single ounce of ideas of freedom in terms of, you know, of ways of life in New York City, and, just around. And then how could you trust somebody like that? Whereas to, Matt being Daredevil, it's more of like, it's not even, it's a mask, of course, but it's not even a mask that's trying to hide his identity because that he doesn't want the world to know. He just doesn't want for the people that he loves to be in danger. And it's that he knows where to draw the line, even where, and which, honestly, when it came to, I believe, I don't remember which season one it was. It was either 2 or 3, where Matt at times was being so-called thinking and persuaded by Kingpin in his mind to go, after somebody, or to cross the line, to, go a bit above and beyond and take somebody's life. It was like such a great illusion of to the enemy wanting to tempt somebody who's in a relationship with God to go and commit that sin that maybe it's going to feel great for the moment being. And you know what? That's the beauty about this series is that you literally dive right into something where you're just there's so much to uncover. And
Yeah.
it's just at this point where it's like you have so many ideas that are swirling around, and then, you want that idea to come out, and then boom, it just hits you. And it's like, "Oh, it just left me." But honestly, this show does such a great in this episode in particular, besides episode 4, where there's so much to unpack and discover to where I love the fact that, even going back to the episode, the fact that you had whoever edited the fight scenes between Adam and Kingpin and then with Daredevil and Muse, great job on the editors for that. Simultaneously having both fights at the exact same time, and when they were going at a specific motion, I don't know why, but I feel like if we ever get to do a reaction to the making of Daredevil Born Again, I would love to do it with you. And I have a weird feeling that they're going to say for the stunt coordinators that they had the same choreography for specific moments to to have that point where both of them are exactly alike. They might not realize it, but even though that they have that in the back of their mind, but they are alike in some sick, twisted way.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'd like to see how this thing was actually like, made, especially with how when we heard about all those reshoots, right? Like, I wonder how you see the process of, you know, coming back, doing the same thing, but slightly tweaked to a better direction, apparently to the creative. So I'd love to see that. And I'd love to see how, what's it called? These new fight choreographers really did that because it's tough. I can imagine. Like, I'm replaying that clip in my head where literally Matt was just taking all the beat, taking all that. You remember that where he was taking a kick? He took like 3 kicks to the face from
Mhm.
Muse, and it didn't phase him. And I'm like, dang. I wonder how you do that while being convincing. That I think
Mhm.
fight scenes for the most part really it's a really interesting art form that I feel like
Right.
that isn't really truly explored and given enough
Mhm.
appreciation for.
I totally agree, and I definitely agree with that because I feel like, with a series like Daredevil Born Again, it's just one of those moments where it's like, it's just crazy to think like how the fight scenes are even as poetic because like how they did it with Shang-Chi, where you had the fight scene in the opening with what was his name, Wen Wu, and his soon to be wife, like right when they were in that Zen garden, if I remember correctly, and their fight
Yeah.
scene was like a oriental dance, like a Chinese dance, and it was such a beautiful way of poetry. And in this one, you kind of had that same poetry, but it was like it's like having to say it was like an Edgar Allan Poe type of fight where it's dark, it's brooding, and it's just disturbing to the bone, but it's poetic and in just some
Right.
messed up way. And
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think I think Muse is technically like it's like Muse is kind of like a villain that I feel like is like an embodiment of Edgar Allan Poe's the what was it, like the Raven, I would like to say. I think that's what the poem was. The one that's so famously said because I feel like as disturbing as it can be and as dark and foreboding that it is, it's just one of those where it's like you can literally match muse up to any of Edgar Allan Poe's literature, or even something that as close as to like Bram Stoker's Dracula or Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and he
Right.
literally is like this weird poetic disturbing villain that it's like it's disgusting to even describe him as poetic, but it's just that dark disturbing type of poetic that it's like, huh, this actually reminds me of classic literature. And thinking about it, it's just one of those moments where you're like, I never thought of it like that, but in a way it is, especially with how I find so sickening is the way that he ends up painting his murals, and not to get into any type of graphic discussion, but it's like it feels like a weird sacrificial thing. Like he believes it to be some sort of like a like a sacrifice. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching our weirdly edited but interesting discussion and reaction to Daredevil Born Again Season 1 Episode 6. If you guys want to see more reactions like this, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe over to Real Hooper Knowledge's channel. He's been such a great person. Honestly, I have been so grateful to God for him as a friend, for him as a YouTuber, and as just like a partner in helping each other out to be able to establish, connections and relationships amongst those who are in the lower categories of low subscribed YouTube channels. And hopefully we can be able to maintain this relationship and help inspire other YouTubers as well. If you guys want to follow me on any of my social media, I have Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, AKX, and my Discord and my Discord server. Is there anything that you want to say to end it all off, and anything you want to plug in?
Yeah, no, I feel like, you said it pretty well. It was awesome. This is a blessing to do this and do this with you again. I can't wait to do it more with you throughout the season, and, hope to do more collabs with you because honestly, you seem like a great person, and it's just been a lot of fun, and it's been an absolute blessing, honestly. So yeah, what's it called? There's my Discord in the description. If not, I could just, send a link, and I love to interact with y'all through the comments and all that. It's just gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. Stay safe, and we will see you all in the next reaction and in the next videos. Bye, guys.
Take care.